everybody, my name is Sally-Ann Spence and we are here at the Hills Quarry Cerney Wick dig. Now this is an amazing dig because we have material from both the Ice Age and the Jurassic. And on this dig we have participants from many different universities, and one of those is Isaac Sandhu from Oxford University. Hello, Sir Isaac.
Hello.
Now can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're doing at Oxford at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm currently going into my third year of an integrated Masters in Earth Sciences and Geology. I'm particularly interested in sedimentology and fossils, which is why I've brought you some lovely Jurassic fossils here.
Yes, now you've been down in the quarry. This is what, I mean, we're at the beginning of a 3-week dig, right at the very beginning, first week, and you've already found some things that are quite exciting. Can you show us what you've got here? We'll try and get the camera in to have a look.
Brilliant. So, in here, in this pretty unassuming block of Callaway's rock, so it's Middle Jurassic, about 160 million years old, we've got what looks like phosphatic material there. And when you look at that through a microscope or through a lens, it becomes pretty apparent that it is bone material. Ooh. And it, through a short job of preparation with a penknife into the rock, it just seems to keep going further and further in. So we think that this is likely a part of a fish skull based on how thin it is.
That's quite exciting, actually.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we've got anything like a fish skull come out of the Callaways.
No, I don't think there has been.
Here, I don't think there has. So that is a really, wow, what a first find.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when I found it. Yeah.
Not surprised. I'm not surprised. And what have you got here?
Yeah, so this is some more phosphatic material here. This big.
So when you say phosphatic.
Yes, so phosphatic is in this case it's calcium phosphate. So apatite is the name of the mineral. So some organic material, for example, shells, they'll come out, or ammonites like that, they'll come out as calcium carbonate because that's what they make their shells out of. It's just typical shell material. Mm-hmm. But bones and things like that are made out of calcium phosphate in living animals and in extinct animals. So when they fossilize, they basically get all of the calcium from the water, get all of the phosphate, and precipitate out as these blobs. So that there is part of a coprolite, so a fossil poo, likely from another fish.
Oh, so that could actually give us some information about the environment because of the prey predator.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to probably take a look at it under a microscope and see if there's any inclusions within it which can tell us about what it was eating at the time.
So, I mean, just on these 2 finds alone that you've done, how valuable has this been for you?
Extraordinarily, yeah. I mean, absolutely spectacular. There's honestly such an experience to go to a lovely quarry in what feels like the middle of nowhere, but where you can do cutting edge research into things like, as you said, these haven't been reported from. I think vertebrates are incredibly underreported from the Callaways formation itself, so it's not just that they haven't been found here, this sort of material hasn't been found anywhere in the world at the Callaways, which is pretty spectacular to be doing.
So it could be a bit of research in this for you,
absolutely,
a potential paper in this for you.
I hope so.
I mean, this is huge. How far into your degree you say you are?
I've just finished my 2nd year, so I'm going into my third out of 4th. Yeah.
Ooh, so this could be good 4th year material then.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's super exciting, really.
That's
honestly,
brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah. Well, you've also bought some other things. So I'm going to just move down here so you can have I'm going to swap that round as well and just bring these down so you can tell us a little bit about these. Yeah, so this stuff here is kind of the things that I'm really interested in. So I love vertebrate material, but my main passion is microfossils, trace fossils, and invertebrate remains. So here we have what looks like wood, and I guess you can't really see it on the camera, but it's definitely got some weight to it, doesn't it? Yes, that's got some fossilization going on there. Yeah, yes, definitely. So these are from the sand units above and below this rock. So these are nodules that form within the sands themselves, like blobs of rock in the isolated sand, and these are made of pyrite, so iron sulfide, also known as fool's gold. You get these wood that fossilizes in with that. It's a nice big chunk, and something that we, and especially me, have been looking for is evidence for burrowing into the wood itself. So you've got evidence of encrusters here. You've got a nice devil's toenail oyster that's encrusted into the yes, come and have a look at this.
Wood itself.
You can see it on here. So this is a marine.
Yeah, it's a marine oyster.
Look at that.
And more evidence of the fact that it is in fact pyrite is this sort of mass you have on the top is crystals of pyrite that have crystallized on top.
So this is wood that's floated out to sea.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's telling us something about the terrestrial landscape.
Absolutely.
And then, and just as you would find on a David Attenborough nature program, there's a lump of wood floating and all these fish and things attaching to it. When it gets too heavy, it sinks, doesn't it?
I think it's even more spectacular than that is, we know in the Jurassic there was a a proportion of driftwood in the ocean that's about 10 to 20 times more than it is today. We're not entirely sure why, but it allowed certain forms of life, such as crinoids, which we now call feather stars or sea lilies. There were entire forms of these crinoids that reproduced and lived entirely on driftwood. So for something to be able to evolve to exploit only this really tells you about how much material was in the oceans at the time.
That's quite impressive.
It's
actually
really quite something, because then as soon as the amount of driftwood decreased, you get these specific forms that only live on the wood just die out. But it clearly shows you that it was so prolific that they were able to just completely exploit this.
Have you got a personal idea? Now, this is just you. I know this is going on online and everything else, but, you know, just what's your personal idea of why there was so much driftwood?
It's a great question. I mean,
something was going on the land.
I'd expect something tectonically to happen. And I mean, these are found all throughout the world in Jurassic material. Quite famously in the Holzmarden Shale in Germany, there are these huge chunks of about 10-meter long logs of wood with all these crinoids growing off of it. So it seems to be a pretty global phenomenon rather than just isolated to specific regions. So
something was going on.
Something was going on, both I'd say climatically and tectonically, to produce the amount of wood, because you need wood to grow to create driftwood, and something to bring it all out to the ocean as well.
So almost like a tsunami type effect.
Absolutely,
or something going on, as you say, tectonic, making that happen.
I'd imagine there'd be something to do with currents to concentrate them into select areas, which would allow the animals that exploited them to reproduce, rather than if there's a bit of driftwood here in the world, a bit of driftwood all the way over there. It's not going to really work very well, so they need to be sort of semi-concentrated. So I'd imagine there's some sort of influence of ocean currents as well.
Wow, you see, this is the incredible thing. We're just piecing together so much more. Right, what have we got on?
Yeah, so this is the really exciting thing, is inside this small, unassuming piece of
we're going to have to zoom,
pyritic
come in a bit closer on this anyway.
That I plucked out of the sands is these 3 burrows here, so they look like tubes coming out of the rock. And one of the things you might assume this would be knots in the wood, that branches are coming out, but knots in the wood, based on the diameter of this wood, was probably about that. The knots should be much larger than that, and knots in wood are often isolated with big gaps between them. You've got here 3 tiny semi-hollow burrows clustered together, which means it's not a thing to do with the wood. They're all surrounded by wood, so it's nothing to do with just purely mineralogy. So these are in fact undoubtable evidence of burrowing behaviour. And now something that we're going to be looking at is whether these burrows are from marine things, so such as shipworms, teredo, or wood-boring beetles. And
that would be very
exciting. No matter which they are, it still pushes back the evolution of those organisms. Beetles by about, I think it's 50-ish million years. It's some absurd amount if they are. So I have to be a big long look at all of this material. So there's a tray over on that table that the camera can't see, just full of wood that I've been plucking out to study this specifically.
So this is fantastic, because we are on Wednesday.
Yep, day 3.
Of day 3 of a 3-week dig. Isaac here has already found himself enough material to keep his studies going forever, basically.
Quite a few years.
This is the beauty of this dig and how it's being run and how it's being done, and the opportunities it's giving
lovely,
you.
I'm.
And have you enjoyed it as well? Are you enjoying the food? Are you enjoying camping here? Are you enjoying what's going on in the evenings?
It's brilliant, yeah. So the food is spectacular. There's nothing like coming back from a day in the quarry, getting a lovely, lovely cooked meal. The meal last night was absolutely gorgeous. The meal before that, equally as nice.
Good stuff.
It's brilliant. It's great to get to know everyone. Everyone's so friendly. Yeah, just really interested in the stuff they're interested in, which is
in the evenings,
really lovely to see. And in the evenings, of course, we have talks given by people on research that they've done, and I will be giving a similar talk in 3rd week on some research that I've been doing. But it's just fascinating to see what people have been working on, this absolutely cutting edge research. So you're working with these people in the quarry, you're getting to know them, you're chatting, you're hanging out afterwards, you're eating dinner with them, you're collecting fossils together, and then you go into the tent in the evening and they're just talking about this absolutely fascinating research that they've spent, some of them, years and years doing. And it's phenomenal to just have a concentration of, it really are some of the brightest minds in paleontology here.
Well, this is a great thing, and it's not just what you guys are bringing into it as students, because we are just blown away by the quality of talks we've been having from you already.
Yeah.
But also, and it's great because it brings out your confidence, and it's part of
absolutely.
actually being able to do that presentation. So there's a lot more to it than just your subject.
Than just the subject, yeah.
But also we are going to be bringing out, and you've already got Nigel Larkin and a few other people on site. Obviously, Dr. Neville Hollingworth and you've got access to those people. And throughout the period of the dig, we are bringing in experts from around the world.
I know, it's super exciting, phenomenal stuff. I can't wait to basically show them a lot of rocks and ask them what's going on with them.
And they love it. They absolutely love it. So this is a big part of what we're doing at this dig, is bringing in participants from all sorts of different walks of life. Now that can be someone like a student like Isaac. We've also got people here who have got a big interest in paleontology and have just come along to get more experience within that field. And that's a beautiful thing. We're all learning together.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
It's wonderful. Thank you for coming along and explaining all of your most recent finds. Isaac, it's a 3-week dig. How long are you actually going to be with us?
So I'm here for first and third week, because in the second week I'm going away to research the same formation but in different sites to see if we can correlate the stratigraphy here, so the stratigraphy, the layers of the rocks, the exact age of them, with other sites, to really narrow down exactly what age we are, what rock type we're looking at, and make it research worthy, basically.
Fantastic. So I think that's your year 4 is well and truly sorted now, isn't
Yes.
it? Yes.
Yeah, most likely.
So Isaac will be disappearing for a week and then coming back and
With lots of rocks.
with lots of rocks and loads more to tell us. So really looking forward to hearing how your week away goes as well. Fantastic to have you here, Isaac.
Thank you for inviting me.
You better go out there and find some more stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.
No worries. Thank you.